Billy and the Mini Monsters. Monsters Go to Hospital. Written by Zanna Davidson. Illustrated by Melanie Williamson. Meet Billy. Billy was just an ordinary boy living an ordinary life until one night he found 5 mini monsters in his sock drawer. Gloop. Peep. Fong Face. Captain Snot. Trumpet. Then he saved their lives, and they swore never to leave him. We give you the secret Harry Snottooth oath of devotion. When he moved house, Billy found another monster. Hello. My name's Sparkle Bogey. One thing was certain: Billy's life would never be the same again. Chapter 1. Big News. Billy burst through the front door and ran up the stairs to his bedroom. I have big news, he announced to his mini monsters. What is it? Asked Trumpet. I'm going to hospital, said Billy, importantly, for an operation. What kind of operation? I'm having my tonsils taken out, Billy explained. Not your tonsils, said Gloop. What are tonsils? They're small lumps at the back of the mouth. My tonsils have got really big and swollen. They're giving me sore throats and it's getting hard for me to breathe at night. Is that why you're snoring so loudly? Yes, said Billy. And this operation is a big deal. I know it is, because after the doctor said I had to have one, Dad let me have an ice cream on the way home. With 2 scoops. And sprinkles. I wonder if we've got tonsils, said Sparkle Bogey. The mini monsters decided to investigate. I don't think I've got any tonsils. You've got a weird dangly thing in your mouth. That's your uvula. Can we come to the hospital too? Asked Captain Snot. Definitely, said Billy. I'm not going without you. My operation is in the afternoon, and then we'll be staying in hospital all night. I'll pack your sock sleeping bags. Hooray! A hospital adventure. I wonder if they'll have vegan cheese. Will we get to go in an ambulance? Asked Fongface. With flashing lights? No, said Billy. Mom's going to drive us there in the car. She's going to stay the night with me, too. The doctor gave us a leaflet all about it. Let's take a look. Your hospital stay. How to prepare: you can have breakfast before 9 a.m. on the day of your operation, and water until lamb, but nothing after that. What happens at the hospital? When you arrive, you'll go to Puffin Ward before your operation. You'll be given an anesthetic, say an anesthetic, which means you'll be in a deep sleep when the operation takes place. What happens during the operation? Your tonsils will be taken out through your mouth. It usually takes 30 to 45 minutes. After the operation, you'll be taken to the recovery room until you are fully awake, and then go to Crocodile Ward where your parents or carers will be waiting for you. You will be staying the night, but in the morning you can go home as soon as you feel better. You will have a sore throat for a little while, but you'll be given medicine to help with the pain. You will need to be off school for 2 weeks after the operation. Why do they have crocodiles in the hospital? That doesn't sound very safe. I don't think you can be there during my operation, said Billy. But I'd really like you to be there when I wake up. You can count on us. We'll be there. I'll be waiting with a big lump of cheese. And I'll protect you from the crocodiles. Before Billy could ask Gloop about the crocodiles, his sister, Ruby, called him down for tea. Thank you. It's really good to know you'll be there with me. As soon as Billy had left the room, Peep turned to the others. We need to do everything we can to help Billy when he's in hospital. And I have a plan. In Billy's bedroom. Hospital meeting. What's your plan, Peep? I've found some books about hospitals. We should all study them and learn some doctor and nurse skills. I know. I'll make some medicine. We'll practice bandaging. I'm mixing and stirring and pouring. Who would like to try my medicine? I will. First aid box. They won't stick. I'm learning how to do a sling. Might need a bit more practice. I don't feel very well. I'm not sure our skills are good enough yet. Chapter 2. To hospital. By the day of Billy's operation, the mini monsters had got much better at their doctor and nurse skills. Billy had explained to Sparkle Bogey that mini monsters shouldn't make medicines. So she had made him a cake instead. It's going to be delicious. Now we're ready for hospital, announced Captain Snot. Billy was feeling ready too. Mom and I have made a list of everything that's happening today, so I know exactly what to expect. 1. Eat a lot of breakfast as it will be my last meal for a long time. 2. Pack my hospital bag. Make sure mini monsters are safe inside. 3. Drop Ruby next door as she is staying with her BFF Naomi. 4. Drive to hospital with Mom and Dad. Ask Mom to drive as Dad's driving makes me feel sick. 5. My operation is at 3. So far, everything was going to plan. Billy's dad had made him his favorite breakfast. Billy had packed his hospital bag. Mom was taking Ruby next door. Ruby had even given Billy a hug goodbye. Ruby didn't usually do hugs. So, thought Billy, taking a deep breath, that means it's time to drive to hospital. His dad was waiting for him downstairs. Into the car, then, he said, putting his arm around Billy. Here goes. Billy was surprised that his voice came out as a bit of a squeak. He hadn't thought he was feeling nervous, but maybe he was. Or maybe it was just that he was really hungry. Billy checked his rucksack one last time, climbed into the car. And they were off. Billy's mom and dad started talking to him. A lot. Billy could tell they were trying to take his mind off things, but he wasn't sure it was helping. I know, said his dad. Let's put on some music. Billy looked over at the seat next to him and saw all the mini monsters had started dancing. You don't have to worry, whispered Gloop, as they drew into the hospital car park. We'll look after you. And he gave Billy's finger a hug. The hospital was bigger than Billy had expected. It had lots of floors and seemed to reach really high into the sky. Inside, they looked at the hospital map. We need to go to Puffin Ward, said Billy. Great, said Billy's dad. Second floor, on the left. Follow the pink lines. We'll just get a coffee. This place is huge. Can we go and explore? Billy put the mini monsters gently on the ground. Just make sure you're back in time for my operation, he whispered. It's at 3. And stay low. Slidey floors. My favorite. Ready, Billy? Said his dad, coming back with his coffee. Billy gave him his best smile. I'm ready, he said. In the hospital. Meet you back here at 2:45. Let's split up. Bandages are delicious. In the mother and baby unit. Ah. In the birthing pool. What a lovely swimming pool. Gloop. You can't swim in there. That's where babies are born. Oops. In the laboratory. Fascinating. Time to get back to Billy. Oh nah. Where are all the others? Chapter 3. Puffin Ward. A nurse will be with you soon. When Billy and his parents reached the ward, Billy was shown to a little bed with a curtain. Billy saw the ward was full of other children, too. While they waited, Billy's dad started telling terrible jokes. What do you call a fish with no eyes? I don't know, Dad. AFSH. Then they discovered that Billy's bed could move in all sorts of directions. This is comfy, whoa. Yee-haw. Oh. Billy had almost forgotten why they were there when the nurse came. Hello, he said. My name's Sam, and I'll be looking after you today. I've got a special gown for you to put on. You'll be here for about an hour and then we'll take you in for your operation. And here's a form, said Sam, so you can choose what you'd like to eat when the operation is over. When Billy had finished with the form, Sam came back with some cream. I'll rub it on your hand, so when you have your going-to-sleep injection, you won't feel anything. I'll be back in an hour, said Sam, smiling. Why don't you go and look at the toys, suggested Billy's mom. Billy went over and found another girl looking at the toys. My name's Ella, she said. I'm having my tonsils out today. Me too. I'm not scared, though. Oh. I'm feeling a bit nervous. Billy thought about the tight, knotty feeling in his tummy. It was still there. Maybe it wasn't just because he was hungry. Actually, I'm a bit nervous, too, admitted Billy. After the operation, do you want one of my monster cookies? Said Ella. My mom made them for me. Thanks, said Billy, grinning. Do you like monsters? Of course I'll like monsters. Who doesn't? In that case, I'll show you my monster toys later. Talking to Ella had made some of that tight, knotty feeling go away. Billy watched as the other children went in for their operations. It's your turn next, Billy. And that's when Billy realized. His monsters weren't back. Oh no, he thought. I really need to see them. I'm not sure I can do this without them. Meanwhile. There you are. Uh-oh. Where's Gloop? There he is. Oh no. I'm okay. We need to follow the pink line. This is Operation Billy. We must reach him. We'll never get there in time. Let's hitch a lift. This is much better. Look at the time. I hope we're not too late. Chapter 4. Operation Billy. It was time. A doctor had come to check on Billy and said he was ready for his operation. But as Billy was wheeled out of Puffin Ward, there was still no sign of his monsters. If only my mini monsters were here. Billy couldn't help it. He'd started thinking of all the things that might have happened to his mini monsters. Maybe they'd got distracted. Or car led away, or trapped inside a giant machine. But then Billy heard someone whispering his name. He turned, and there were his mini monsters. Wow, whispered Billy, as the monsters leaped onto his bed. That was just like a superhero stunt. Jump! You came. Sorry we're late, said Gloop. You're going to be just fine, added Peep. We'll be here waiting for you when you wake up. Thank you, said Billy. Then the mini monsters went to hide as a doctor came over. Billy, I'll be giving you the anesthetic, she said. And I'll be here all through the operation. You'll just feel a tiny scratch. Billy's dad held his other hand. Now count to 10, said the doctor. You can count in sheep if you want to. Billy smiled. He knew exactly what he was going to count in: 1 monster, 2 monsters, 3 monsters. He felt so tired. 4 monsters, 5 monsters. And then, all of a sudden, he was fast asleep. Some time later, in the recovery room. I heard the doctor say the operation went well. What shall we do while we wait for Billy to wake up? Let's be there for the other children when they wake up. We'll be a lovely surprise for them. Quick! Billy's opening his eyes. Welcome back, Billy. How do you feel? A bit groggy. I brought you some cheese, just like I promised. What have you all been up to, while I've been asleep? Nothing. Nothing at all. Now Billy's awake, it's time to face the crocodiles. Chapter 5. Crocodile Ward. Once Billy was fully awake, he was taken to Crocodile Ward. I could get used to this. Billy's mom and dad both gave him a huge hug. Well done, Billy. My brave boy. How are you feeling? Asked his mom. Are you okay? I'm still really woozy, said Billy. And I was a bit sick at first, but I feel better now. Have one of my monster cookies, said Ella. Thanks, said Billy. And these are my toy monsters. They look very familiar. I'm sure I saw one of your monsters after my operation. Only she was smiling and flying, Ella went on. That is strange, said Billy, peering at his mini monsters. I wonder how that could be. But before Billy could talk to his monsters, the food trolley arrived. Billy's mom put the food on a little table. Just like a restaurant in bed. It's been a funny day today, said Sam, when he came round. All the children are talking about tiny monsters. They're all saying they saw them in the recovery room. I saw a pink one with wings. We've never had anything like it before. Sam went on. Mine had a long nose and did smelly farts. Mine was purple and hairy. I want another operation so I can see my monster again. Billy's got some toy monsters. They look like they could get up to mischief. Actually, we're always finding them in funny places. Then Billy's dad got up to go. Time for me to pick up Ruby, he said, giving Billy a last hug. And I'll go out for some fresh air, said Billy's mom, if that's okay? I'll be back in 10 minutes. Billy nodded. As soon as his mom and dad had gone, he turned to the mini monsters. Everyone's talking about you. We were cheering up people in the recovery room. We thought it would be nice for people to see us when they woke up, explained Captain Snot. And look how happy it made everyone, said Sparkle Bogey. We loved helping around the hospital. We're like secret helping monsters. Billy shook his head and smiled. Then he noticed that Gloop was being very quiet. What's the matter, Gloop? I'm keeping my eyes out for crocodiles. Crocodiles? Said Billy. There aren't any crocodiles here. Then why is it called Crocodile Ward? Said Gloop. That name is just for fun, explained Billy. For fun? Said Gloop. Crocodiles aren't fun. They're terrifying. It should be called Mini Monster Ward instead. I agree, said Billy. That's a much better name. And when Sam came to check on him, Billy suggested it. I think that's a great idea. I'll see what everyone else thinks. By the time Billy's mom came back, Billy was in his pajamas, ready to sleep. His mom pulled out her chair so it turned into a bed. I'm proud of you, Billy, she said. You've been really brave today. Thanks, Mom. Then Billy turned to his mini monsters. Good night, he whispered. And try not to get up to too much mischief tonight. That night. I know exactly where we should go. Follow me. This is an X-ray machine. It can take a photograph of the inside of your body. Wow. Let's all get up here for our photo. Stay very still. I'm getting some lovely pictures here. Can we see? That one's me. I've got bones in my nose. I've got the biggest bones. And I've got no bones at all. Chapter 6. Home again. When Billy woke up the next morning, he checked on his mini monsters right away. They were all sleeping peacefully. And when Sam came round at breakfast time, he said that Billy was ready to go home. Your throat will be sore for a little while, but you'll start to feel better soon, he said. Billy packed his bag. Bye, Ella. Bye, Billy. And then, at last, it was time to leave. And look at this, said Sam, as Billy and his mom made their way out. We really liked your idea for the ward name, so we've changed it. Mini Monster. Ward hooray! And thank you for looking after me. As soon as Billy got home, his mom put him straight to bed. Remember, you still need lots of rest, she said. Ruby, you can see Billy, but don't stay too long. As Ruby sat down, Sparkle Bogey brought out her cake. Look what I made you. Wow. Thank you. How was hospital? Ruby asked. It was an adventure, said Billy. And I made a new friend. But I couldn't have done it without the mini monsters. What's more, added Fongface, they named a ward after us. Then came the sound of footsteps outside Billy's door. The mini monsters dived under the covers. You'll never guess what I heard on the radio. The doctors at the hospital are saying that they've found mystery X-rays. They're of tiny creatures never seen before. Amazing, said Billy, winking at Ruby. I wonder what they could be. All about the mini monsters. Captain Snot. Likes eating bogies. Special skill, can glow in the dark. Scare factor, 5/10. Gloop. Likes eating cake. Special skill, very stray tchy. Gloop can also swallow his own eyeballs and make them reappear on any part of his body. Scare factor, 4/10. Fongface. Likes eating socks, school ties, paper, or anything that comes his way. Special skill, has massive fangs. Scare factor, 9/10. Trumpet. Likes eating cheese. Special skill. Amazingly powerful cheese-powered parps. Scare factor, 7/10. Taking into account his parps. Peep. Likes eating very small flies. Special skill, can fly, but not very far, or very well. Scare factor, 0/10. Unless you're afraid of small hairy things. Sparkle Bogey. Likes eating glitter and bogies. Special skill, can shoot out clouds of glitter. Scare factor, 5/10. If you're scared of pink sparkly glitter,